Did you know the human mind is able to identify things faster by their color than by their shape? That's what you're going to be doing in this game. You're going to be using colors to create representations of popular characters from movies, TV shows, cartoons, and more. So I'll show you how to set this game up, then we'll come back over here and I'll show you how to play. First thing you want to do is you want to take all the color swatches and put them in their own space. So there will be 15 spaces for 15 different colors. The next thing you're going to do is determine the first player. The way you'll do that is it's going to be the person who painted last, or the last person who finger painted, or got their fingers painted, or played with finger paint. Anyways, you'll choose the first player to go. And they'll take the character cards. So you have a bunch of different characters here. The character cards. And then they're going to give 4 cards to each player. Including themselves. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to look at your hand of 4 cards. And you're going to decide which one is going to be difficult for you to create or is going to be difficult for the other players to guess. So you'll just discard pretty much the hardest one. Each player will do that from their hand. Just discard that. And then make sure you don't let the other players see what your characters are. You don't want them knowing your works of art. So the game is going to be played over 3 rounds, and each round has a different phase. The first phase, everybody is going to choose their character that they want to create. The first player is going to go, and they're going to be able to use as many color swatches as they want. So they can use the entire board, or they can use as little as 4. And then, after everybody has gone around in that round, the next phase will commence. So the next phase is you can only use 1, but still of as many colors as you want. So you can use the whole swatch board, but only 1 of each color. And in the last phase, you're only going to be able to use 3 color swatches. So that could be just 3 yellow or just 3 orange. It's going to be just 3 and no more. So a good rule of thumb is to try and create the most difficult character first, or the one you want to be the most creative with. So on your turn, you're going to take your 3 character cards, you're going to look at them, and decide on a character that you want to create using the color swatches. Remember, you want to try and do the hardest character first, so that way you have more possibilities with the colors you can use. So let's just say I chose Mario. So I chose that one, and I'm going to start a timer for 1 minute, and then I'm going to create my masterpiece. So for Mario, let's say I would use, red, and then tan, and then blue. Now, if you wanted to be more creative, of course, in the first round, you could use as many color swatches as you want. You could try and make like a little yellow star or a Yoshi in the background, whatever you can in the first round. So that way you make it as easy as possible for the other players to guess and, of course, for you to get points. So after the 1 minute timer is stopped and you're done creating your character, you can no longer make any adjustments, add any of the colors or anything. It's time for the players to guess. So the player to the artist's left will start their guess. And they have 5 seconds to make a guess. If they can't make a guess, they can say pass, or, they can make a guess, and if it's wrong, they go on to the next player. And then the next player makes a guess, and it continues on until all the players have made their guess, and then the artist will give the first hint of the character. So they'll give the first hint, it'll go around again with people making guesses and saying what or who they think it is, and then again, if they don't get it correct, it'll go on to the third hint, and it'll continue that until you get down to the last hint. If any of the players were to make a correct guess after any of those hints, then the artist and the player who guessed correctly gets the amount of points next to that hint. For example, with Mario, if you were to create your character and somebody got it right without any hints, you would both get 5 points. If you had to give the first hint, you would both get 4 points, the second hint 3 points, and so on. Now, if somebody were to guess and it's not their turn, the person whose turn it is can steal their answer, and they'll still get points for it, and so will the artist as well. After somebody correctly guesses your character, or your character was not guessed, you will take your color swatches, and you will put them back in the box. You will take your character that you used, and you will put that back in the box, so that way it's not played again, and you will pass the color swatches to the player on your left. Once each player has been the artist one time, the next phase commences. The game ends when each player has created a character 3 times, and the one with the highest score wins the game. If you enjoyed watching this video and you want to learn how to play more board games, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell. I'll be posting more videos every week. Thanks for watching The Other Board Gamer.